This is your WW3 news. Well, there are certain car brands which are absolutely going tits up. And that's regarding the kick-off. Jaguar, everyone knows the disastrous new woke marketing to produce a pink electric car, which the sales of Jaguar just went downfall. They say even 98% they lost in sales in that period. And in the end, to find the scapegoat, they gave a boot of a Jaguar design which has been there, I don't know, 20 or 30 years. And so, the last Jaguar, the classic, the car the world knows, the V8 engine, the petrol one, is rolled off the production line, the last one. And that's it. They're going to do all electric production. I like to see people who want to buy expensive iPads on wheels afterwards. I think people who spend a lot of money, like on Ferrari, Lamborghini, and brands like that, they want, a high-performance car, not some electric gizmo with batteries and wires and drive. Otherwise, they would have bought something a bit more cheaper. Enzo Ferrari said, when you buy one of my cars, you buy it because of the engine, not the rest of the car. Quite so, he's saying. And we've got Ford. After taking out production of the Ford car, the Fiesta, and even the Focus, three popular, I should say, models which they produced in Europe, with a certain success, a legacy, especially the Fiesta, they've decided to pull out of Europe. The only four cars which they got currently on production is not theirs. It's all based on Volkswagen platforms, and most of them are all electric. It's more expensive than Volkswagen. But mind you, the Ford, they've never done 100% in their cars with the second generation of the Ford car. That was made in Poland in the Fit factory, Tiki, which was based on the Fit 500. Engine, gearbox, everything was the same. Any difference was it changed the bodywork, which comes on the brand badging. And how well, other car manufacturers, they're returning back to produce petrol engines, even though Volkswagen has closed the factory due to the losses of investments and absolutely dreadful sales of EVs. Even if with government incentives or mandatory, no one wants to buy an EV. You can't force someone to buy something. And the fact is, most of these motor vehicles are very expensive. City cars, station wagons, they dissipate off the face of the earth, practically, as in as models. I think only very few car companies still produce this. It's SUVs. It's all a question of money, making profits, because what the heck? If I can produce a city car and an SUV at the same production price, but I can charge you more for an SUV in the end. Hence why they've eliminated city cars, most of them. I think the only city car which is still holding is in Stellantis, the Pandina, they call it now. And that's selling pretty good in Italy, as well as another model. And the rest of them, Stellantis, what you would call it, models, they're selling pretty bad due to legacy of poor quality, regarding the vehicle itself, assembly, engineering, and a reliability which, you know, people are just discouraged to spend thousands and thousands of euros for a vehicle in the end. What for? What to leave you out in the dry? And obviously you've got the Chinese car manufacturers, which are muscling in onto the market, especially here in Italy, which are slowly gaining popularity. Well, some car makers have realised to return back to petrol engines is a wise idea, despite all the losses they had. But most other companies like Ford and Jaguar, they're like Tefani, get a whip and start whipping your crotch. Basically, this is how their mentality is.